Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Carl Case on the line, and he's Director of Sales over at GRUBBRR. Carl, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, Adam. How are you today?
Oh, man, all is well, and these are my favorite episodes, Carl. Oh, nothing to the new guest, but this is a special reunion 2020 episode for all the listeners that you're listening for the first time. That's a special episode where I bring back a guest I had on in the past because I just had to talk to him some more. So, Carl, let's just jump right in, man. Let's get into what you're doing at GRUBBRR. So first, a little bit more about the company, please.
Sure. So 2020, we got a lot of expectations in the technology space. We just came back from the National Retail Expo. We're starting to pivot into some new industries and really seeing the adaptation of our technology platform being adapted all over the globe. Obviously, leading on with self-ordering kiosk technology, and then seeing what we can plug in to help operationalize the businesses that we enter into.
Man, speaking of which, let's switch it up a bit. Let's get into some of these new industry segments. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So GRUBBRR started off a couple of years ago as a food and beverage quick service self-ordering technology, obviously being adapted in the space by the pioneers of the quick service industry, McDonald's. Now you can go to any McDonald's across the globe and see the self-ordering kiosk technology. Not ours. GRUBBRR has customers like Panda Express, Pollo Tropical, and other quick service venues. But we quickly realized that there were lots of different ways that food and beverage was being adapted in casinos, stadiums, and other industries that needed speed and accuracy. So since our last conversation, we've landed a couple opportunities in the large major league stadium space, in addition to the gaming space. So in the casino industry, it's quite interesting. Obviously, from a casino owner-operator standpoint, if and when we have guests or players coming into the casino, we want them to gamble for as long as possible. So instead of having them, if you're a player, you walk in with $100, you you have lost $80 of it on your favorite slot machines, and you got $20 left and 200 points and credits, you're going to run over to the nearest food and beverage outlet, order something to go, run back to the slot machine, hope it's available, spend the last $20, grab your food, and you're out the door. So if we can speed up that process by having self-ordering kiosks spread out across the gaming floor or stadiums or in suites, wherever it may be, increasing the fan experience or customer experience while also increasing their game time, it's music to these operators' ears. So obviously, when we look to implement this technology, it's how do we increase this customer experience and at the same time increase operations and throughput while lifting ticket size.
Wow, that makes so much sense now that you say that. So application-wise, like at a stadium or at the casino, or I mean, those are perfect examples. Wait a minute, why didn't you think of this last year when we were in our last interview? What do you mean this is new? You just said it. It's like, duh, that makes so much sense, Carl. So what kind of? I don't know if these are installed yet or if they're up and run yet. Have you gotten any kind of feedback from it yet, or from the studies that went into putting it in?
Yeah, so number one that we lead in with is fan experience and customer experience. So believe it or not, I was actually at the LaGuardia Airport the other day, and I saw one of our cash recycling components, which is another new segment that we got into. So our kiosks now recycle cash, which means instead of an ATM where you deposit $20 and somebody comes behind you and draws $20, it's not the same $20 bill. It's going into a safe versus our machines will actually recycle that money, so it's a much smaller footprint of a hardware.
Wow.
So going back to it, I was at the airport, and I asked one of the employees that was using one of the machines, and I said, hey, man, I'm curious, what's your thought? Thinking that he might say, well, I'm worried about it taking my job or something negative, but he was actually all smiles. He said, man, let me tell you, Carl, this is one of the greatest things I've ever had in any of the 50 careers that I've been in. Not only do I not have to worry about touching cash, I don't have to worry about anybody pointing fingers if there was any shrinkage. From a sanitary perspective, I'm handling food. I don't have to change my gloves all the time. it was honestly seeing it in the field was the greatest just validation, and hearing employees and customers say just how much they liked it. So from an ordering perspective, we see an average of ticket size increase from 20 to 30%, whether that's you're embarrassed to order that large chocolate milkshake because you got a girl behind you that you don't want to know that that's what you want, or the fact that the images look really good and you're dying for it. So that, in addition to, I mean, we're in the now generation between Amazon Prime and being able to order things within 2 hours and not having to leave your couch, and thinking about going to a quick service restaurant, potentially waiting 5 to 10 minutes to talk to an employee that forgot to key in that you didn't want tomatoes, you wanted extra mustard and no onions. The kiosk is going to do it every time. So luckily, we're having some great feedback as we continue to scale and internationally and so on and so forth. And we're going to continue to ride the automation wave.
Man, I love that. And you said, tell me more about these cash recycling machines. That's so interesting to me. What are those, like what kind of venues are those for?
Sure. So obviously when we talk about the casino space, most people aren't bringing credit cards into casinos. So stadiums, we see stadiums that are going completely cashless, which means they might have one concession stand that can actually accept cash. So our goal is to not have employees have to worry about that. I mean, if you're a business owner or you're a manager of a retail or restaurant storefront, and think about the time that has to be taken to deal with cash in general, from counting it for the days for the drawer to open, counting a drawer close, having your accountant have to recount it, then running to the bank and having to deposit this money, waiting in line for the bank, then reconciling it at the end of the day. There's so many things that come along with the cash component, which is why we see countries like Canada going 68% contactless payments, meaning that you can tap your phone. We see other countries that are really eliminating cash. So we just want to be at the forefront of that pivot and provide an end-to-end solution from a hardware perspective. And the way that we're doing that is with the GRUBBRR system. If and when you do pay with cash and you're a restaurant owner that's accepting that, or a retail position, we actually have linked with companies like Garda to come and pick up the cash and provisionally credit it to your account while it's on the way. So really eliminating the entire use case of touching cash for a restaurateur, which obviously is a massive thing when we look towards automating as much processes as possible.
Man, that's awesome, and I get it. And little fun fact for you, Carl: when I was in college, I actually worked for Garda. I used to work Friday through Sunday, picking up cash and delivering it all day long. That's how I paid for college. But no, so I know the physical cash business pretty well. Did that for years. So when you said it's recycling, I'm like, whoa, that is going to be big. And the applications for that, I mean, across industries and the segments as you continue to expand, that's just super interesting to me. So Carl, any plans, or let us know any goals for 2020 that are on your horizon?
Yeah, so we've pivoted now into 12 international countries, mainly in South America and Africa, as we get into UAE and Dubai. But ultimately, our goals are to continue to dominate market share as much as possible when it comes to self-ordering technology. We've really taken a new step on the ADA piece, so that our end users that may have disabilities, whether they be blind or whatever it may be, we're working with a couple really great companies to really give you that full experience as if you don't have these disabilities, so that you can utilize our technology to the best of whatever abilities you have. So I would say goals for GRUBBRR: continually improve and see how we can help our end users to accomplish their dreams.
Awesome. And so if somebody is listening to this and they do have a business and they're thinking about self-ordering and in the kiosk technology in general, what's the best route for them to follow up, Carl?
Sure. So I hate to be generic, but our website has most of the information on there. www.grubbr.com, GRUBBR.com. And my contact information is ccase@grubbr.com, and my phone number is area code 561-926-0243. So any of those contact information or contact info can definitely get them to the right spot.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Carl, really appreciate you coming on the show, and congrats again on hitting and entering those new market segments. I'm really excited to see what that does for GRUBBRR, and also congrats on all the international expansion. I'm excited to hear excited to get an update for you in 2020 or 2021 and see what's going on with you there. I'm sure you're going to have some great things to report.
Thanks, Adam. I hope we talk before then too.
Absolutely. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, share this with your friends, your family, coworkers. Do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. It does really mean a lot to me and my team. And Carl, thanks again.
Thank you, Adam. Have a wonderful rest of or start to your 2020, and I'll talk to you soon.